Hello, everyone. Alright, so I want to talk to you guys about the lockdowns, mask mandates, and vaccines and everything else. Excuse me. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy. Um, Sorry about that. Alright, so anyway, I want to let you all know, and some of you might get mad about this. So like this video if you agree that I'm going to speak the truth on this, you know what I'm going to say, or dislike this video if you don't agree with this, and you want mask mandates, lockdowns, and vaccines across the country. Or in the world, whatever, or country you live in. Now, quick question. I have a question for you. What is it like in your countries? Are your countries still in a lockdown? Are they forcing you to take the vaccine? You know, whoosh, a needle in your arm, or they're still not lockdowns and this and that? Or are they imposing lockdowns in your countries? Yes or no? Comment below. What do you think about this? I hate this, guys. This whole thing should have never happened last year in 2020. The last president, whether you agree with him or not, he was right. This whole thing should have never happened. Everything should have been normal to begin with, and it's just ridiculous. Mask mandates, vaccines, the pandemic, especially, it's just ridiculous. And, no country is to blame for this except China because they come from their country and they didn't close their borders and they didn't, you know, prevent it from happening. So all these other things. And like I've already talked to you guys about that in my other videos on my main channel. But this is not my main channel. But listen. The thing is that the Biden and Harris administration is already wanting more mask mandates, lockdowns, and everything else. That never worked. The economy. Imagine what the economy is going to be like if that happens. You know, schools, banks, warehouses, markets, a lot of places will be closed if the lockdowns happen. A lot of businesses won't be making money. These guys, Democrats, really need to think about this. A lot of businesses, they have more money for the government. It seems like because the more money that checks they get, they collect. They can care less about us and the rest of the country. Because look at North Dakota. My father just told me this last Friday, a week ago. In North Dakota, they did not lock down one time or wear masks. So I don't know if their mayor or governor, whoever is Republican there, but they I don't know. I believe if you live in North Dakota, like why? Like there's no mask mandate, lockdown, and it's not because they knew what was going to happen. They were ready. They knew what was going to happen. They watch TV and everything enough to know that what's going to happen is not great. It's a bad thing out there, and it's not. Um, so did Wyoming, Maine. Some states never locked down. They never closed. They didn't wear masks. It's not because they didn't want to be interested in all this nonsense anyway. But our governor Ron DeSantis, Florida, he is saying that we will not tolerate and we will not allow in Florida. Floridians are not going to tolerate a lockdown or max mandates or get the vaccine. Now, the only reason I think the governor said that here is because he doesn't want the left to dictate on how everyone lives their lives or how the states will be run and this and that. And the last president, Joe Biden, needs to leave it to the governors of the states, the mayors, the county commissioners, and all that. Excuse me, because the governor. Joe Biden needs to leave it to the governors, the mayors, and all that, not the government, not Congress and the Senate, and him and Kamala Harris. No, he needs to lead like the last president and vice president in their administration. It was a Republican administration last year. They left it to the states. That's exactly what they need to do now. Not call it the pandemic of the unvaccinated. That's so stupid. You didn't hear this from any other administration. What would you hear from this administration? I want an answer to that. Why are they calling it that now? Why? The pandemic of the unvaccinated. No, You know, why don't you go tell everybody else that? You know, go to other countries and say that and see what happens. Because he would not say that in other countries. Joe Biden would not say that in other countries. Because they would not tolerate it. They'll kick him out of the country so quick he wouldn't even know what happened. The thing is that if you're going to be president of the United States, Mr. Joe Biden, you have to know what you're talking about, and you need to know what you sign into law on your executive orders. And you've been in government for 47 years, now going on 48 years, and you have to understand, man, that not everybody is going to fall for your liberal nonsense. Not everyone, and I'm not saying this to be mean, I'm not saying this to mock him or anything. No, I'm saying this because of what he's saying on television. He's going on TV and saying all this and that. Someone wrote his speeches because you can tell. Look at his face. Somebody wrote his speeches. Think about that. Just like every other politician, it's scripted. You know, they write their speeches and this and that. Maybe he doesn't mean anything by it, but somebody wrote his speeches. Because look at his face. You think he means every word of it? And also, he's not going to remember anything by the next day. I don't think he is. This Joe Biden administration is not what everybody thought it was. And everybody was like, hey, let's go run out and vote for Joe Biden, this and that. You know what? If y'all research, half this country don't do any research. They want to just vote whoever they want to vote for because they don't like the other political guy. Yeah, I say political guy because it's political, and a lot of guys are political. And establishment of politics. And the establishment of politics, you always have to be careful. Because you don't know who you're going to get yourself into, whatever. Or what you're going to get yourself into. So, what do you guys think about this? Because, you know, our country may not even be a country led before 2024. Who knows? And I'm not normally too political in my videos, but I know you guys don't want to listen to this, but, you know, someone must talk about it because, you know, yeah. And I never voted in the last elections, 2016, 2020. I never voted. Next time I might need to vote in 2024. Who knows? I chose not to vote. For you saying that, all you saying out there, I didn't vote. Yeah, I'm. It's always the same political thing. It's a political game and all the other things. You know, it's not a game, but I chose not to vote. Next time, I think I'm gonna have to change my mind on that. The country depends on it. And next year is the next midterm election for governors, mayors, senators, and all of Congress and Senate and all that. And I believe our governor here is going to get reelected by November 2022 next year. Who knows? I mean, right now it's still July 2021, but see what happens.